Welcome! This is video number 2 of our series titled Data and Behavior, They Do Go Together. This video will address data collection tools for individual students. I am Jen Brown and I'm a behavior consultant for the Calhoun Intermediate School District, and with me I have Justin Brown.
Hello, my name is Justin Brown and I am the co-architect and lead teacher for the HERO program through the Calhoun Intermediate School District. We anticipate this video will be approximately 5 minutes. We will post our contact information at the end of the slideshow. Please feel free to contact us with any questions. Once you've identified the behavior of concern in observable and measurable terms, you are ready to move forward making data-informed decisions. If you need support with how to identify the target behavior, please reference video number 1 of our series titled Getting Ready to Collect Behavior Data for Individual Students. Once your team is ready, there are 5 steps to follow. This video is going to focus on step 1, choosing a data collection tool. The rest of the steps will be addressed in future sessions. Today we will be discussing how to collect frequency, duration, and latency data. The data collected will be used to establish a baseline, which is the starting point prior to the intervention. This information will be used to build an appropriate behavioral intervention. This data will be used throughout implementation to evaluate the effectiveness of the intervention.
The first option for data collection is frequency data. Frequency is the number of times the behavior occurs within a specific time period. This should be determined by the team prior to starting data collection. For example, you may want to track how often a student is out of their seat or throws objects over a specific period of time. Depending on how often the behavior is occurring, you may need to find creative ways to track frequency while teaching. There are several options for tracking this data. One example would be to use a tally sheet where you mark down each time the target behavior occurs. Another option is to use a tally counter similar to those used at concerts or events to count the number of people. These can be purchased online and can be kept in a pocket or hang around your neck for easy access. You could also move paper clips from one pocket to the other when the behavior occurs. This idea also works with rubber bands or bracelets on your wrists. One final idea comes from the Champs Classroom Management text by Randy Sprick. He recommends when doing a lecture to have a textbook laying on the table in front of you. Each time the behavior occurs, you turn a page. At the end of the designated time period, you would count up the number of pages turned for your frequency count.
The second type of data collection is duration data. Duration data is the amount of time a student engages in a behavior. This can be used to document the amount of time a student is off task or talking out in class during a given time period. It is also used to determine if the length of behaviors is decreasing. This type of data can be collected using a stopwatch. You start the watch when the behavior begins and stop it when the behavior ends. The total time in between would indicate your duration data. If you do not have access to a stopwatch, you could also record this information in a table with 3 columns labeled start time, end time, and total time.
The third type of measurement is latency data. Latency tracks the amount of time that passes between a directive being given and an individual's response. Latency is almost always used in the context of tracking compliance and following directions. The most efficient way to track this data is utilizing a stopwatch. You would start the watch immediately after the direction is given and stop the watch once the student complies with the directive. Now let's take a moment to apply our new knowledge.
John has difficulty following directions. When a direction is given, he puts his head down and says, "I don't want to do it." We want to know how long it takes for John to comply with the directive. What data should we collect? Would the best tool for this purpose be frequency, duration, or latency data? The correct answer is latency data. Our goal is to measure the amount of time that passes from when John is given a directive to when he complies. Our next question. Susan cries when she is instructed to write in her draft book. We want to know how long she cries. What data should we collect? Would the best tool for this purpose be frequency, duration, or latency data? The correct answer is duration data. Our goal is to measure the amount of time that Susan cries. And our last question. Logan uses explicit language with his teachers and peers. We want to measure how many times this occurs over a class period. Which type of data should I collect? Would the best tool for this purpose be frequency, duration, or latency data? The correct answer is frequency data. Our goal is to measure how many times Logan uses explicit language over a specified period of time.
We hope you have enjoyed this video. We have videos under construction to support you further, and they will be coming soon. Please feel free to contact us with any questions. Thank you for your time.